Hello, welcome. Today I'm going to be building a fixer-upper in The Sims 4 in preparation for a little let's play I want to do. I want to do like a rags to riches, but instead we're going to be working to renovate this build I'm creating here. I'm on the Mystic Crossroads lot in Ravenwood because I feel like this lot just really works for a run-down house, and I love Victorians. Victorian fits here like a glove. So I'm going to get started on, I guess, doing some wallpaper and windows on the outside. This werewolf wallpaper is absolutely perfect for a rundown home, so I'm just going to go ahead and apply this to the whole build, and then I'll fill in the details as I go along. The shell is a little awkward, and the roofing was so fucking hard to figure out. It took me literally forever, but in the end, I think it turned out pretty alright. Yeah, it looks pretty nice. I am going to look for a stone or a brick to accent with the wallpaper. This historic stone brick from that castle pack or kit will be perfect to add a little bit of detailing so it's not just straight up siding all over the place because it gets boring. This will break it up very nicely. And there we go. That looks very nice. Breaks it up perfectly without being too overbearing, and it looks very run down and definitely in need of a facelift, which is exactly what I wanted. So I'm going to add some roof trims and other maybe whatever those words are, exterior trims. I just did a simple roof trim because it's a roof trim, not much you can do with it. And then I use this, I don't know which of those words it is. I'm just going to say exterior trim because I don't want to embarrass myself by pronouncing that first one from Seasons. It was simple, and it just needed something, because build like this, it needs something, and it was cheap, so there's room for improvement there. And then, of course, I added a half-wall trim up top that's black. I'm gonna add in some columns and maybe look at some windows. Here I have the horse ranch ones because those are very rustic, and I'm just going to dot them all around the place. And I might have to adjust some colors along the way. And here are all of my windows. I pretty much only used life and death windows because they all have very nice, like, run-down swatches, so that's what I've got all over the build, and I tried to match it up with the layout I have going on as best as I could, and I think it'll end up looking pretty nice. Well, not yet, because I'm going to renovate it eventually, but for what it is, it's not bad. And oh my god, what happened in here? I will figure that out later. I'm not too worried about it right now. I still need to get doors onto this build and mess around with the chimney. And base game rustic floorboards are perfectly shabby to be using on the porches and in the ceilings. And there you go. I carried it all the way throughout. I'll probably swap out some of these for tile, but just to get something down, I put it down. Yeah, that looks nice. I will raise this onto a foundation now. Of course, I've done a tall foundation because it's a Victorian house. It needs a tall foundation. I'll be implementing some stairs and just a nice little foundation. I've just done some horse ranch, whatever those are. What are they again? Yeah. Spandrels and stair railings, and then mixed that with a werewolves fencing because I really want this to look worn down. I want lots of things I can make look better when I finally do a series renovating this. Yeah. I think that's going to be about it for the outside right now. I might go back and add some moss and stuff and leaves, plants and vines growing up the walls, but that'll be when I get around to the landscaping. I'm mostly just excited to get inside. Wait, there is one thing I want to do first, and that is add the holes from Life and Death. This will look very nice. Okay, I've added these pretty much everywhere on the roof. I might have been a little excessive, but I like it. It's really, I just needed to. And now I'm going in and adding that all along the floors, too. I've added it everywhere I can in here. It was a little bit difficult because of the way I've done the roofing, and there was just some areas I didn't feel like wanting to put in them. So I think this is a reasonable amount of breakage to have inside. And and I think it's now time to venture into the indoors and try to decorate. I think I'm actually going to be doing wallpapers and flooring first before I move on to furnishing this time. So yeah, I'm going to get cracking along with that. So I've gone in and added some of the werewolves flooring for the tiles throughout the house, left the rest of it the same wood. And then for the wallpapers, I used a lot of the city living ones that have all that scuffing and dirt at the bottom. I felt like it was perfect to use. And then also this Life and Death one that had the scuffs all around it, I used that in areas where I would have used tile. And then also I have this base game grandma wallpaper, because I want to do something a little bit different, because I want to make this in like a little breakfast nook, so I'm going to have to make my own custom partition. That'll be fun. But yeah, this is what I have going so far. I'm going to add in all of my custom partitions, any archways I want to do, and some other doors, and I'll show you when I'm done. All of these archways are horse ranch. I thought they matched the wood down there pretty nicely, so I used that swatch. And then this whole thing is horse ranch. And this is really bugging me, but because of this on the outside, it's always going to be like that, so I'm just ignoring it. For my mental health, I'm ignoring it. And then the doors are all going to be Life and Death. I think it all looks very, very run down and in need of a renovation. It's gorgeous. Well, it's ugly, but that's what I wanted, so it's gorgeous. Yeah. And I think I'm just gonna clutter the whole place up with junk and trash. So, oh wait, and I forgot one door. I will add that while I clutter the entryway up with junk and trash. I'm gonna need to bust out debug for this. Here is the entryway. It's all trashed up. I'm probably gonna add in a mouse hole in a lot of these rooms because, well, mouse traps. And I have these buckets here, like there's a leak in the roof, which there probably is, given all the holes that are everywhere. Trash everywhere, I imagine. I don't know. Pretty much the story I'm thinking in my head so far is that people in here mysteriously died, disappeared, and then over the course of years, people have broken in, had parties, thrown their trash about, squatted here. I think that's going to be pretty much the story I'm going to go with, and Eco Lifestyle is going to come in clutch here because they have so much just like trash and debug. I'm going to be moving on to the kitchen next. And here's the kitchen. There is absolutely nothing usable in here. It is all from debug. Lots of trash to clean up, and with all this garlic I decided to hang up, maybe the family was killed by vampires. You never know. So I'm gonna go ahead and start trashing up the rest of these rooms. And the downstairs is all nice and nastied up with so much for me to have to fix up when I start that Let's Play that I want to do. Yeah. So much to clean. Now it's time to give the upstairs the same treatment. Sorry, but you don't get to escape your fate. And the second floor is done. It looks a mess, which is perfect. And it also, just like me, big old mess is just the two of us. Yeah, I just added lots and lots of grimy little details, lots of trash. Kind of tried to imply what each room was. This one was a master bedroom. This one was just another bed, just a random bedroom. And this was, I think, actually like a nursery or something. Also, I did find some nice little ground art. I added some to the downstairs as well. You'll see that in the final tour I do when I finish everything up. Lots and lots of grime. Now it's time to do the top floor, which should be able to bang out pretty fast. It's not as vast as the rest of the house. And here is the top floor. Nasty. Perfect. Yeah, I think this is going to be a lot of fun to try to clean up through gameplay. And now I have to do the outside. I've already kind of set aside everything I want to put out here, because going through debug is a fucking pain in the ass. Fucking pain in the ass. I hate it. But it's very worth it in the end when you want to achieve a certain look. So when I found stuff I knew I was going to use, I put it on the side so I could have it. Then I didn't have to go back and find it. So I'm going to assemble this, probably add in a couple of dead trees, and we'll see how nasty it looks in the end. Here is landscaping. It looks like just a dead area somebody decided to use as a dump, which is what I was going for. Lots of these paranormal things, just clumps of trash, lots of dead trees. Exactly what I was going for. I even added some mushrooms because this seems like the type of dark, dank place mushrooms would grow. God, mushrooms grow in the weirdest places sometimes. Because, we have a place up in the woods, and we have a trailer, and we go up one year, and I just see mushrooms growing in the corners, and it's just like, what the fuck, man? I mean, it was kind of fun to see them, but also, that's, like, insanely dangerous, so we scraped them up out the corner. We haven't been up there in a few years, so it's probably really bad now. And I'm going to go in and replace all the lighting in here with off-the-grid lighting. And now the build is done. Well, as done as you could consider this type of build. Yeah, just a nice entryway. Added the graffiti on the floor there. Lots of trash to clean up. Lots and lots of trash to clean up. And then looks like it tried to look like somebody tried to do work in here at one point, or maybe they just stole all the appliances out of here. Who knows? Yep, lots of trash, lots of trash, lots of trash, lots of trash. God, I feel like a broken record, but... And absolutely nothing is functional, pretty much, besides the candles, because everything is from debug, pretty much. Yeah. Lots and lots of work for my sim to do when I make my eventual series. Just trash from every single pack imaginable. And then up here, in this little corner here, I had a little skeleton. That's the previous owner. Real owner. There's plenty of people who've had squatters' rights over this place over the years, I bet. But that right there, the real owner. They're dead. And now I need to choose some lot traits that'll make this whatever challenge I plan to do even more challenging. So I'm gonna go ahead, look at traits and pick some out. Okay, this lot has 4 challenges, because I want this to be challenging when I do my little let's play. So we've got creepy crawlies, filthy, grody, and mold. Yeah, I think that about sums up this house here that needs a major renovation. So this is going to go on to the gallery. So check it out if you want to download it, try out fixing it up. Have fun. I did, and I will. So thanks for watching. It's been a pleasure. Like, comment, subscribe. It's going to give me my desperately needed motivation to continue on in life. Yeah. See you next time.